People against? Austin.
Right to the podium here.
Mark, Charles, John, Austin, 242-643-179. Everybody's name?
Thank you, Judge. House Counsel Michael Baldwin, P. 65417, on behalf of my client, Mr. Mark.
Name, sir?
I'm sorry?
Your name?
Oh, Mark Austin.
This is going to be a plea. They're going to dismiss the super drunk and he's going to plead to impaired.
Yes, Judge.
You did a great job on
Thank
this
you,
one.
Judge.
If you plead guilty to operating while impaired, possible penalties are up to 300 fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service. Court costs are all of those 4 points. License suspension or revocation in accordance with your record. And your vehicle could be or might have to be immobilized depending upon your record. Do you understand that?
I do.
How much had you consumed before you drove that vehicle on that date?
More than I thought I did.
Well, that isn't good. I
Yeah.
don't know what that means. What were you drinking?
Twisted teas.
How many of those did you have?
Well, I had a couple of shots of liquor, but also it was mostly twisted teas. Probably
How many?
5 or 6.
His body weight.
Hang on a second.
He's good.
You're not going to tell me you had 5 or 6 twisted teas and 2 shots of alcohol, are you really?
No, I think I had more, is what I'm saying. But
Do you remember how much you had?
I don't.
Is it possible you had somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 twisted teas or 20?
It's possible, yes.
When you were operating the vehicle, what happened?
So I was operating the vehicle.
This ticket says you struck 2 parked cars. Is that true?
That is true. Well, I'm not entirely sure. I was in a bit of a confusion.
Your Honor, we could, if the prosecution would be amenable, we could amend this to a no contest plea for lack of mental recollection based upon inebriation. He did blow.
I know he did.
Yeah.
That's why I'm hearing this 2 twisted teas.
Your Honor, can we get
Get the city attorney in here for me, will you please?
It's the same as with the plea, but he doesn't listen. He doesn't have to establish a factual basis. He can read the police report for himself and establish the factual basis.
Do you remember what happened?
Sir, I remember leaving my friend's house, and I remember the impact of the
I need a
vehicle.
police report too. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I remember leaving my friend's house, and I remember the impact of the vehicles. The airbags went off. There was smoke. There was
dust?
Yeah.
Ultimately, were you arrested?
I was, yes.
Were you administered a breathalyzer test?
I was administered a field sobriety test, and then I refused to do that because I felt that it was unnecessary. So I did breathalyze.
All right. You did the breathalyzer at the police
Yes.
station.
And the PDT.
I did.
And were the results at the police station 0.36?
Yes.
You stipulate that was an accurate reading for purposes of the plea.
Yes, both results based on the intoxilizer 9,000. Yeah.
Are you on probation or parole?
Not at this moment, no.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
Makes sense. Okay.
I got to tell you something. 30 years I've been here. This is one of the top 10 to 15 highest blood or breath results I've seen in my career.
We looked it up, Judge. It's beyond death. There's a death and then there's one after it.
What are you doing?
Um,
You didn't have 5, 6 twisted teas. I don't even know what a twisted tea is. They got so many different types of alcohol out there now. I don't even know what one of those is.
iced tea beer.
Okay.
Iced tea beer.
Yeah, it's like alcoholic tea, like a Long Island iced tea, but in a little can.
Do we need to do a no contest?
No, I'm satisfied.
Yeah, thank you, Judge.
I'll accept the plea.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm just stunned that you were driving a car with 4.5 times the legal limit. I mean, you got a drinking problem, sir. I mean, I think you probably need our sobriety court to tell you the truth. And I'd encourage you to talk to him about it. I'm giving you a $2,500 personal bond. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law. You must appear in court as directed. No contact with the victims or prosecution witnesses. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. You're going to go to AA at least 4 times a week. You're not to be on a SoberLink device by the end of the day at your expense. Now, we have a sobriety court. I mean, this, you're going to die. You keep doing this. You're only 22 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
You know how high this result is?
They informed me of that, yes.
I think you need sobriety court, young man, or you're gonna ruin your life. I'm gonna let you talk to probation. Take them over there.
Yes, Judge, I will.
Tell them what I said.
Yes, Judge.
Have them talk to Ms. Tessino.
Yes.
I'm ordering a screening and assessment. I'm gonna give you a sentence date.
I want to lay a little bit of a foundation. He doesn't have a car anymore. His concerns about probation have been noted. So he wants to make sure that he's not setting himself up.
All right, do you work?
It's not entirely stable.
Where do you work?
I do like under the table kind of like construction stuff.
Why don't you get a job?
I've tried, I've applied.
Did you graduate?
I did.
There are all kinds of jobs out there. I mean, if I took my law degree away, my college degree away, I could have a job by noon. It's 11. It's what is it? 5 to 11. I think you're spending too much time sitting home drinking. Find a job.
I mean,
But I'm not
sir,
going to
I've
listen to
applied
this
at
as an
every-
excuse. Listen to me very carefully. You are going to die if you don't get yourself some help. I mean, this is stunning to see a 22-year-old man in here with a 3.6. It's stunning. You need to figure out a way to get here so we can get you some help. I'm just shocked what I've seen, but I can help you. We can help you, but you got to want to have help. You need sobriety court right now before it's too late. I'm telling you, when I see young kids with these types of elevated blood results or breath results, they don't just come in and out of the criminal justice system. They remain here until something really bad happens. And they end up in prison or jail for a long time, or accumulate such a record that they can't get a job salting fries at McDonald's.
I see.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad. There's nobody else in here, but
Well, I should feel bad,
yeah, you should feel bad.
and I do.
SoberLink by the end of the day, please talk to them. I want them to talk to him about
Yes, Judge.
sobriety court. We want to help you,
Thank you.
but you got to get a car. You got to be able to have transportation to get to testing. You got to be able to have a car to get to AA, to outpatient treatment, to meet with probation every week, to come and see me on status reviews every other week.
I think it's also important to note, because the prosecution was so generous, he has 3 months restricted with no hard suspension. So in essence, he has a driving. he can-
Too generous, in my opinion, but I try not to get involved.
Yes, Judge.
I'm good with it. I'm fine with it,
So he has a license.
but he's going to have to earn this.
Yes, Judge, we understand. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
SoberLink device by the end of the day, and don't tell me you don't have the money. You need to get a job. You need to straighten out your life. You drove into 2 cars, parked. You had no business getting behind the wheel.
No, I didn't.
All right, now, that being said, I'm not your enemy here.
No, I know you're just, upholding the law.
No,
Job.
it's not that. I want you to understand how concerned I am about you. I really am. I mean, this is bad enough for somebody to have that. Okay. go talk about
Thank you,
sobriety
Judge.
court.
Have a nice
Sober link, end of the day, even if you decide not to get into sobriety court, you have to have one by the end of the day. Oh yeah, give me this. I'm just stunned here. Still, forgot to even get a sentencing date, Lisa. She's not out there, is she? She probably got tired of hearing me. Right. I'm gonna give you a sentence date in a couple weeks. Mr. Baldwin, you're here on the 13th, right?
That's good.
Bryce Allen Dairy, 24T643522. Good morning, Mr.
Good morning, Your Honor. Evan Callahan appearing on behalf of the defendant who stands to my right.
Sir, your name?
Bryce there.
All right, so your client previously pled guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired. The super drunk was dismissed. He was referred for a screening and assessment. Have you had a chance to review the report with him? And are there any material additions, corrections, or deletions?
We have reviewed the report. There are no additions, corrections, or deletions.
Before I go on, I need to ask, is anybody here, any of the victims that were notified, either anybody from the city of Trenton, Laura Derry, or Alec Warren?
His mother is here.
All right. Do
And
you
I
wish,
think she'd like to address the court as well.
you can come up here, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Right, that is a microphone. It doesn't look like it. Go right there. No, right over there, ma'am. You can go right over there.
Right here?
Yes, ma'am. And tell me your name, please.
Your Honor. I'm Laura Berry.
Okay, so I'll ask you what you have to say momentarily, all right?
Okay.
So you said there's no additions, corrections, or deletions, and what would you like to say, Mr. Callahan?
Judge-
First of all, has he been going to AA? Do we have proof of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Twice a week, so you've gone 4 times?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, just show that to your lawyer.
Judge, I'm impressed with the demonstration of his knowing that he's done wrong on his part. He's taken a very adult view of the circumstances here. And I don't believe the court will ever have the opportunity of seeing him again. He's here today with his mother. His mother would like to address the court as well.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to say first, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd just like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to redeem myself and giving me the tools to do so by being able to go to these AA meetings. I've been beginning to work the 12 steps, and I've learned so much sharing and hearing from others with shared experiences, and I'm just grateful to be able to have that opportunity. And I really want to make a change for myself and do better. And honestly, I promise you, Your Honor, you'll never see me here again. I want to do right, and I'm taking all the right steps to do that, Your Honor. I'm grateful, and I apologize most sincerely for what I did. It was a horrible decision.
Ma'am? Okay. Ma'am, what would you like to say?
Your Honor, I love my son. Sorry.
It's okay.
Very emotional.
All right, just relax and you take a minute to gather, and then you can talk, okay? Take your time.
Okay, it's been a hard 2 months. Bryce and I are very close. This is a poor reflection of my son's
Okay,
ability.
I'm sorry, just slow down, and I want you to take your time, okay?
Yeah.
Because I gotta be able to, just take your time, it's all right.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Okay. So the last couple months, we've had a lot of talks. We both had a lot of anxiety, disappointments, feeling
I'm sorry, feeling what?
embarrassment of what happened. And My son has really learned a lot of valuable lessons about how freedom can be taken away and even life. And I know that he's learned from this and that he is a hard worker and that he'll continue to work hard toward anything he does. And I know you won't see him here again. As for me, I don't want compensation from the court for any losses. Bryce insists on buying me a new car. And I believe he will work hard to do that. And that's really all I have to say. I don't believe that you'll see my son here ever again.
Anything else?
Nothing further, Judge.
No?
No, Your Honor.
You seem like a really nice kid,
Thank you, Your Honor.
but I want to point something out here that scares me, and I hope I've been doing this a long time. And I can tell you when I see somebody in their early 20s, you're 23, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
With this kind of an alcohol result in terms of whether it's a breathalyzer or a blood draw, I'm gonna tell you that most of those individuals, most for sure, don't stop and they come back. Now, I believe that you believe in your heart what you're saying, and that is that you're not coming back here, you're going to comply. I'm only telling you that when I see somebody with a 224 that's 23, without a doubt, the majority commit another criminal act involving use of alcohol or drugs or both. I'm not saying it's going to happen to you. But this scares me, and it should scare you. You drove into a pole. You could have hurt somebody. You could have hurt yourself, somebody else. And you got to be prepared to just make sure that you understand that these can be life-changing events. I mean, thankfully, nobody was hurt. Thankfully, you weren't hurt. But that's a lot. That's a lot for a 23-year-old kid. That's a lot for anybody. Let me be clear about that. But at 23, to be drinking to that extent and then feeling confident enough to get behind the wheel of a motor vehicle, it tells me you've been doing this a while and you're got quite a high tolerance level. That's what it tells me. I just want to make sure that you understand that don't jeopardize your future. I don't remember what you told me you're studying at the community college. What are you studying? Just take
Radiography.
I mean, these kinds of things can affect you the rest of your life. 14 months probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law or ordinance. If you change your address, your place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed. I'm almost inclined to order a sober link. I'm not going to do that. I'm almost inclined to make this testing weekly. You probably don't have a lot of money,
No, Your Honor.
but I'm going to do it. I'm going to order no alcohol, no drugs, no marijuana, no kratom, no poppy seeds, no CBD oils. Those are all prohibited. If you consume food or other items containing those substances, it will be deemed a violation. Submit to chemical testing, PBTs and ETGs. I'm going to make it bi-weekly for 5 months. If you stay clean, I'll revert it to monthly. Attend AA, NA, or any 12-step program twice a week until you're in outpatient treatment. I'm ordering outpatient treatment. I'm ordering the victim's impact panel. Once you get into outpatient treatment, you can stop going to AA. So that should provide you with some motivation or impetus to get going and get in that program. Attend the victim's impact panel. Restitution, if any, will be handled through civil litigation. I'm going to order 4 days jail credit, 1 serve 3. I'll let you serve those by way of the court work program. So 3 days court work program in lieu of jail. There's a $35 a day charge for that. And That totals 105. In terms of fines and costs, I'm going to order that you pay $300 in fines, $250 costs, $75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment, $675. Screening fees, $60 for $735. You have court work program fees of $105, bringing your total to $840 plus. You have probation fees of $280 for a total of $1120, and then you have cost of recovery of $225 for a total of $1,345. I'll tell you what, I'll make the cost $200, so your total is going to be $1,295. If you do everything and there's no violations within 90 days, you can apply for early discharge. In fact, you're entitled to an early discharge if you do everything and stay out of trouble in half the time. So in 7 months, you can make application. We'll discharge you then, okay? You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. Mr. Callahan, could your client pay the fines today, or does he need time?
Judge, he needs time.
Okay. Do you have anything today?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much do you have today?
I have 170.
Okay, you pay 170 now, and you tell me you're earning $400 to $500 bi-weekly, right?
Repeat that again.
You're earning $400 to $500 bi-weekly, this report says. Is
Yes,
that
Your
true?
Honor.
Can you pay $60 bi-weekly?
Yes, Your Honor.
When do you get paid next?
Next Friday. Actually.
You pay $60 bi-weekly. We'll begin that on February the 10th. That's a Monday, so that'll give you time. And every other Monday until paid in full. If you don't have the money, no problem. Call the court. We'll go on Zoom on or before the due date, or come in here and talk to me. I'll give you all the extensions you need. But just do not ignore me, okay?
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
wish you well. Stay clean. Don't do this to yourself. You're a good-looking kid. Do not do this to yourself.
Thank you, Your Honor. I promise you I won't.
All right, good luck. Thanks, ma'am. Thanks, Mr. Callahan. Good to have you here.
Good to see you.